pan balance is a veteran monitor of change. Flame and smoke carry away substance from the charred matchsticks. The lightened pan rises. In some changes, weight is gained. The white powder is a drying agent that picks up water from the air to become a little heavier. The sensitive balance did not ignore it. The famous Alka-Seltzer fizz departs invisibly. The bubbles escape. The sample becomes lighter. One modification only. Tighten the cap to keep the bubbles in. Now nothing can escape or enter, and the weight does not change. We are on the track of an unchanging quantity.
Ah, I've heard about that.
We'll catch it in the Exploratorium, the engaging museum of science in San Francisco.
Yeah, but what do you mark it with?
Oh, it's water vapor.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Tom Tompkins, engineer and designer here, has created a box to enclose a wide variety of changes.
That's very nice. Ah, and there's our box. I'm sure that's it. There it is. That's the first time that I've seen the real thing. Aha. And there, that's that big switch.
Right, this is the mercury switch. This was the one I was telling you about.
Are you just turning that from the outside?
Yeah, it works from the outside by this magnet.
Oh,
There's no hole through the box. This is the battery.
and that's the source of the electrical power.
Yeah, this powers everything except two things which are powered by their own internal batteries. This is the timer. When I start it, it then makes one revolution, and it turns these switches on and off, which turn on and off the various things that are in the box.
So once we trigger it, we've lost control. No wires to turn it on or off.
Okay, so there's the popcorn popper. These nice sparks, the sign of high current. So then the next thing that goes in, I guess, is the fireworks. So there's the firecrackers in place. We just kind of loop the fuses through this wire, which will get red hot. And then we have the penguins.
Ah, the marching penguins. Okay.
Now we need the penguins that go on there.
Well, there they go. A wild device. Turning a little battery into motion.
And the next thing is,
How to light candles electrically.
yeah, I've had a, this is
You learned
discovered
that?
by many failures.
I see. Give the penguins a lot of room.
Great, so there's my electrically lit candle. And then these are the sparklers.
Very good.
So here's a sparkler cover.
Have you ever looked at those sparks?
What, through a spectroscope or just?
No, just with a magnifying glass, catching them.
Oh, no.
You know what they are?
What?
Beads of iron.
Okay,
Beautiful
that's...
little spheres. There it goes. I like it. Direct drive. Air coupled.
The radio uses its own battery, and then when I short these together, then we get the radio. So that's all I use on, it's just like the penguins. That is, it goes down here and it hooks onto this switch here labeled radio. Okay, so this is the mousetrap. This is the main trigger. This is what starts the timer. So in order to trigger it, we move this magnet aside and drop this metal ball.
And the magnet stays on to
Yeah,
keep the weight.
so it doesn't affect the weight.
Now you want to seal the box to close it off from the
Right,
world.
so we don't get any air in or out of it.
Yeah.
So we've cut a rubber gasket here. put on the gasket.
Oh, that will seal.
So yeah, the thing is all self-contained. Everything's powered either by this main battery or by its own battery. And there's no wires connected to it. There's nothing like that. The whole thing is just totally independent and
Free,
self-contained.
Okay, seal her up.
Let's put the top on it. We may not have totally perfected the electrically lit candle, but we're working on it real hard.
Okay, Tom, let's put them on. It'll take more.
We balance the box on an antique farm scale.
Now for the fine weights. Okay, try some of those off. Getting close, anyway.
Yeah.
Let me deliberately put some here to see how well we're doing. I'm putting 2 coins. I'd say we balance it to about 1/4. When I figure that out, that's better than a part in 1,000 for the whole weight. Okay, we have a good seal, we have a balance. Let's start it up. We want to move away the stools, and I'll turn the master switch. I will trigger by moving magnet A so that ball B can fall upon mousetrap C, I hope. But for the rest, you must watch for yourself. Aha! A glow, motion, a candle, pop, sparklers. Oh, that's beautiful. The wind-coupled fan. Popcorn. The barrage begins. Plenty of change. Firecrackers. And still it glows. The cube of smoke is good evidence that this box is pretty tightly sealed. The balance is well retained. All the changes we saw, from the steam expanded popcorn to the discharging storage battery, to the fan that drives the pinwheel, to the motions of the little toys and the expansion of the springs, to the explosion of the firecrackers and the glow of the sparkler, all those chemical reactions, nothing changed in the balance. Weight, that which we measure on the balance, remains constant during many changes. That's what we've shown here in a rowdy version of an elegant experiment that's been done repeatedly with great care ever since the 18th century and remains a pillar of science today.
This is our...
Remarkable that an explanation of the constancy of weight during change was, so to speak, waiting in the wings. Suppose it were true that the gunpowder in the air and the chemicals, the storage batteries, and the metal of the springs were made of little modular particles. Let us call them atoms. And suppose that what happened in every change is nothing but a rearrangement of those atoms, complicated and intricate rearrangement down deep. The parts are all there, just as many as before. They're only rearranged and hanging onto each other in different intricate patterns. We can imagine that. In fact, it is called the atomic theory of matter. But it automatically explains the constancy of weight, because surely from experience we know that just rearranging the weights on the pan of a balance will never change the balance. Now, that's far from proving atoms. No, no, we could not claim that was a proof. But it must throw cheer into the hearts of those who believe in an atomic theory before it has yet been demonstrated in detail. But theory or no, the important part is that there is a material balance. Substance must remain in some form. Just because you ignore it and wish to throw it away, it doesn't mean that it disappears. It must go somewhere, just as it must come from somewhere. It is always the same amount